Alright boys, so today I want to talk about the Witch Queen and I want to talk about Season of the Risen, and I want to break them down and see if it's really worth playing right now, if it's worth the price point, if it's worth investing the time into the game right now. I want to talk about, is Destiny moving forward in the right direction, and has Destiny changed at all since the expansion released? Now first I want to say, if you want the short answer, yes, Witch Queen and Season of the Risen are very fun. You know, it's definitely worth it. There's plenty of new exotics, new activities, new weapons, and you're gonna have a fun time playing the new expansion and the new season. If you like Destiny, it is just more Destiny. But that is the main topic of this video. Is the Witch Queen and Season of the Risen just more Destiny? Is it just more of the same? Now this sounds like a really dumb question, right? Like, of course it's more of the same. They're not gonna make a new game within a new expansion. That doesn't even make sense at all. And that's not what I'm saying. I was not expecting a brand new game at all. But with such an important DLC, such an important expansion as the Witch Queen, I was kind of hoping that maybe something fundamental about the game would change, whether it's the power level grind, how we obtain gear, maybe how we play some of the activities. I know that the Witch Queen really took a deep dive into some of the more difficulty options in the game, like adding the legendary campaign, and now it seems like a lot of the activities do have a harder difficulty option. I was kind of hoping that maybe they took a deeper dive into that and made, maybe there was more options for some of the hardcore players out there. First, I want to take a look at the legendary campaign, because I know that this was a huge selling point for the DLC. And I want to say that it was phenomenal. The campaign was absolutely amazing. I played on Legendary. I've only played on Legendary. I don't know what it plays like on normal, but I love the difficulty challenge. I love that it limits your light level, so no matter what light level you are, it will be difficult, right? You can't out level the Legendary campaign, and I think that is a fantastic addition. Now, I wish that there was more of an incentive to go back and play the Legendary campaign, because I'm not gonna lie, running the weekly mission on Master difficulty is nowhere even near as hard as doing the Legendary campaign. I gotta say that the Legendary campaign feels way harder than the weekly mission. Now, I'm definitely super happy that they have a weekly rotating mission that you can complete for rewards. I think that's a fantastic addition, so that way the campaign doesn't really feel like a one and done thing. But I do wish that there was that extra difficulty option, so that way it felt like you were playing the Legendary campaign again, because like I said, the master difficulty of the weekly mission is just a breeze. So I would definitely say that out of everything the expansion had to offer, the campaign was easily the best part of it. The raid is fantastic, but it is not very new raider or new player friendly, right? You kind of have to like watch videos, and it's not the easiest raid to teach. So I would say that's a fun raid, but not very new raider friendly, as opposed to like VOG or even DSC is pretty new raider friendly. Wellspring is okay. I'm not too much of a big fan of 6-player matchmaking activities, just because I feel like I'm fighting for kills a lot, and I don't know. I like 3-player activities, which is why I really enjoy Battleground from Season of the Risen. I love 3-player matchmaking activities because I feel like the enemy Destiny is fair enough for all 3 players to have fun and getting kills. So that's just my preference. Maybe you like 6-player matchmaking activities, and if you do, Wellspring would be fantastic for you. Now I want to shift gears and talk about Season of the Risen, and then I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about both at the end. So Season of the Risen definitely pushed the narrative forward, and I definitely feel like it's setting up for the next expansion, Lightfall. Crow did some kind of funky things, and Saladin also kind of has to do some other stuff with Kaido. I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't want to, do any spoilers or anything like that, but it's definitely interesting narrative-wise. The activity is very fun. Battlegrounds, I'm a big fan of them of last year during the first iteration of Battlegrounds, and now they're back, and I'm a big fan of them this time. Getting focused gear is definitely easier than ever, because all you got to do is run to Battlegrounds, open up the chest at the end, you get the Risen Umbral Energy, which you then use your Umbral Engrams to focus into whatever you want, whether it's weapons, armor, high stat world armor, whatever you would like. So all in all, I would definitely say that Season of the Risen is a fun season. You're going to get your money's worth for $10. You get all new weapons, you get new armor, you get new activities, there's a new exotic with the season pass, so it's definitely worth it, and you're going to have a lot of fun playing the new activity. But this all brings me back to that question I asked early in the video. Is all of this just more of the same? And I would have to say yes. Nothing really changed about Destiny. It's still the same game we were playing before Witch Queen, and it's still the same game now we're playing after Witch Queen releases. And I kind of think that with such a big DLC, such a hyped up DLC as the Witch Queen, that it was really hoping that it would change how we're gonna play, how we obtain some of our gear, maybe it pushed harder into that RPG element of Destiny. Maybe there would be more defined roles within the game, such as tanks and rogues and assassins or healers. Like, I was really hoping that with, of course, the update for Void 3.0 and maybe some of the exotics are coming out, and I was low-key hoping that maybe there would be more mods, available within this season that they would really play into what each class is supposed to represent. It almost really feels like every class can do a little bit of everything. Like, for example, you have the one fragment on that whenever you pick up an Orb of Light, you're granted Devour. And I feel like that should really only be what the Warlock Voidwalker can do, right? The Voidwalker should be the only class that can do Devour, or the only class that can get Invisibility. It should be the Night Stalker. I was really hoping that there would be just more defined roles. Everything just kind of feels the same, which is my main gripe about this game. The devs really try their hardest to keep everything on such an even playing field. Even with the most recent announcements in the TWAB, they're removing the elements required to craft the enhanced perks on weapons. Now you don't even need, next season, you won't need the Ruinous, Adroit, Mutable, like all those elements, they're just going away. So the only thing you'll need is Neutral Element. Now, some people look at it as a good thing. I personally don't like this decision, because the way I looked at it before is somebody had a crafted weapon with all enhanced perks. I would think, damn, they grinded, they got their weapons, they saved up their materials, they crafted that perfect weapon, and now they're able to show it off, and they really are able to flex how much time and their dedication to the game. Now they're removing that, and all you need is the neutral element. Why are they really just trying to limit, how much the hardcore players are able to show off within this game? I've stated this before, but adept weapons really aren't that much better than their normal counterparts. Is it really even worth trying to go flawless in trials or trying to get a GM Nightfall completion? Because the adept weapons, they don't do more damage, they aren't really that much better. Like, there's nothing really unique about them. They have adept in their name and they come with a different skin. Like, that's really it. Oh, you can slide adept mods. Wow, I get 10 more range. Or well, that's maybe that's good for PvP. But wow, I can put adept big ones. Like, that doesn't make me do more damage or anything. I can't have more perks on the gun. Like, I can't do anything different besides just, having adept in the name of the gun. Like, there's not really anything that you're not able to get better loot from doing the harder activities. Now, I know someone's gonna say, oh, but they're origin perks and this and that. Listen, the Soul Drinker perk from the raid, it's good, but it's not game changing, right? You're not really gonna be like, oh, I have to use this gun now because of Soul Drinker. Or I'm not really going to go crazy out of my mind to get the Soros Synergy perk. They're good, but I feel like I would do just fine without those perks anyway. We were doing fine without them before. We don't need them now. A 140 hand cannon is still just a 140 hand cannon, or a 600 RPM auto is still a 600 RPM auto, regardless of where you get it from. It might feel a little bit unique, like the Vice Stinger perk, probably my favorite origin trait in the game. Yeah, sure, that really plays into the non-stop firing aspect of Viced weapons, but we're still able to do that with just subsistence. Or if you wanted to run a Titan with Actium War Rig, you could do that anyway. So they're good, but they're not really meta changing or anything like that. There's only 2 days a year where top tier players are able to show off what they're capable of within Destiny, and that is day 1 raids. There's only 2 days out of 365 days a year where you're able to really show off what you're capable of, how long you're able to grind for, and just what you're able to accomplish within some of the hardest content in the game. And I feel like this opportunity should definitely be more prevalent within the game. Now, you can say that maybe GMs are that same opportunity, but you don't really get anything worthwhile for the GMs. At least a day 1 raid, you get the day 1 raid emblem if you're able to complete it, and that's cool. You're able to wear that, and people are able to look at your name and say, dang, he did the day 1 raid. That's awesome. He's a very good player. I don't really want to have my 50th Adept hung jury where it's not even that much better than the normal one. You can even argue that it's easier to get a normal one. The normal one's even better because you don't have to do the GM. And I don't want to feel like I have to limit myself or handicap myself in order to get this challenging experience I'm craving, right? I don't want to have to go into a GM solo or try to beat a raid encounter solo just to try and get that same euphoria of doing a very hard activity, when I feel like the game should just make activities that are hard enough for 3 players. I mean, this game is a multiplayer game at the end of the day. You need people to play with in order to accomplish some of the hardest activities in the game. So why doesn't the game just make it so that these activities meet that level of challenge that so many people are craving? I don't know about a lot of people, but I am. I know there's other people out there that were saying that Contest mode should just be a thing, and you should just be able to just enable it and do the raid on contest mode whenever. It shouldn't only be 1 or 2 days a year. And if they were gonna do that, they need to make it so that way contest mode drops some of the best stuff in the game. It should drop weapons that somehow do more damage, whatever they want to do, or they drop with enhanced perks, or whatever the case may be. But they need to reward the hardcore players of this game, because those are the people that are sticking around and keeping this game alive. Yes, casuals, they come, they spend some time in the game, they inflate the numbers very high, and then that's it, they move on to the next game once they're bored of it. And it's the hardcore players that are sticking around. They're the ones who are reading the TWABs. They're the ones who are spending money in the Eververse store. They're the ones who are buying the season every single time it comes out. It's not the casual players, it's the hardcore players. And they really need to start giving us something to work with here. I know this just turned into me ranting about some of the issues I have with this game, but they all go back to the statement that I stated earlier in the video, and that nothing has really changed within this game. Everything is still the same. Yes, Witch Queen is a fantastic DLC, it's a great expansion. Season of the Risen is very fun, but it's just more Destiny. So if you like Destiny, I mean, I like Destiny even though I have these gripes with it, I still enjoy the game. And I like Witch Queen and I like Season of the Risen, but it's not unique. It didn't change anything about the game. It's still Destiny 2, and if you like Destiny 2, you will definitely enjoy the Witch Queen. But if you like this content, definitely stay tuned for more. I definitely plan on putting out more videos like this. I have more thoughts on when I get out. This is just the first of many. I look forward to reading your comments. Please keep them respectful. I love to have this debates and discussions about this. So definitely leave your comments down below. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Deuces.